Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 5 of our Emberpelt playthrough, overlooking our beautiful little square. The goal of this playthrough, in case you have missed the other episodes, is to make sure we're beautifying as much as we can as we are going through this. Because I think it will just look nice. And that is literally the only reason. Last time we have completely solved our water storage solution. We are on normal mode. I should actually say this. But yeah, other than that, we're just, hanging out, having some fun. All right. In terms of logs, we're a little bit low right now, so we do need to work on that. We started to create a bad water battery, basically blocking off the bad water back here, so it can actually store as much bad water as it wants. And then once we are in a drought, it will actually be able to still support our power production down here for a little while at least. Might not be the most we can kind of get out of this, but I think overall it will be quite nice. Nonetheless, we do need to focus a little bit more on the happiness of our beavers. We're doing okay overall in terms of food and water, although that is something we really want to look into moving forward. For the water in itself, we will be doing a little bit of landscaping, so let's actually have a quick look. Gears, planks, metal blocks. So technically all of that could happen. Oh, look at that, the first bat tide, but we're completely sorted. All of this is fully automated, so there's not even anything to worry about anymore for us, which is pretty awesome. All right. We should actually be putting in... How did they... Oh, I guess you built that from the top. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's put in a levee over here so we can make sure that our beavers are actually able to just walk across here and keep building up our large reservoir. Again, normal mode, so I don't think we really need all of that space back here for water storage, but we can do it, so why not? Yeah, that's all the reason that I have, to be honest. Let's also make sure we're planting some more of our bell peppers. So a couple more back here, but I guess our grilled bell peppers are a little bit short, which is because we don't have canola oil. This is what happens when you play a faction that you just don't know anything about. All right. So that is something for us to also just really figure out. Which makes me think we really need to get kind of a bit of water supply somewhere up here, so that we have, well, a proper like hydrated area in this corner. Which means I will now remove the clay pit. And yep, in this playthrough I'm not afraid to remove stuff and rebuild it as the needs kind of change a little bit, and we'll just put in a levee system here. This will be kind of a little pond, excuse me, but nothing too crazy, and most importantly, this is kind of in our industrial area, so yeah, it doesn't need to be pretty, but well, it doesn't need to be too pretty. It should be more functional than pretty. That's kind of what I was trying to get at, in a very bad communicative way. Cool. Regardless, we're just gonna put a little channel over this way. Probably utilize some of that space up here. Can actually up the height of this to store a good amount of water here. And this will become sort of a green space for our overall industry. And why don't we actually just fully connect this up? And one level higher. There we go. All right. So this will allow us to let some water in through here. And then we'll just connect all of that up 2 there. Yep. There we go. Or should we actually save a little bit more space? I don't think we need to save additional space, really. Let's have a quick look back here. See, completely sorted. And it's only 1 day, because, again, normal difficulty. So we're definitely just fine. Just fine. Alright. Back over here. Let's keep building this up on the same height as the one over there. And I think... let's actually see. I really want a mod that tells me how tall stuff is. I know there exists one. But I've just recently started to embrace mods. So, yeah. We'll still need a little while. Okay, we're going to... yeah, not like that. Going to remove some of the levies here and the ones that I accidentally put in the back there. And where are we? Right here. And bat height's already over. Yeah, that's kind of weird when the bat height is so short. Alright, we're going to add levies over this way. And leave a gap of 1. I should actually plan this immediately, not plant this immediately. And then, oh, actually, this needs to go 1 higher. Because while we want to keep water in here as much as possible, we don't need to go overboard, and we have additional outlets over this way. See the ones down here that will keep our main area fully supplied. So, yeah, we should just be fine. So, like I said, 1 higher. And then we just keep building this up with levies. There we go. This is solved. Alright, you have nothing left to do, Slacker. So let's delete you. I could try to get these, but too many stairs that need to be built. Instead, we're actually placing a couple of lumberjacks up here because there's a good amount of trees up this way that we should be utilizing properly. So 2 on the left next to our scrap metaler that is currently paused, and then 1 to the right that should supply us with a good amount of additional logs. Also need to make sure you guys... Whoa, what happened to 14 open positions? Oh, I see. 10 are from our hauling post. And then some... I guess let's actually make our woodcutters a little bit in terms of lower priority. But that also tells me we really need to expand our settlement. So let's go ahead and actually figure this out over here. First, we're going to add 2 more houses right there. So let's put them in right away. 1 there, and we could flip it around. Nah, let's just keep it like that. That makes me want to redo these. Have the 2 entrances kind of always facing the same way, and you could imagine them over here just being like little balconies. I kind of like that idea. So let me go ahead, delete you and you. I know you are... Oh, you are stuck in there now, aren't you? Alright, put you back in, highest priority please, and then put you in here. And let's also add you to the highest priority. And while we're at it, let's make all of these the highest priority. Slightly lower priority. Because I need them to build up houses in. Now you guys can actually leave again. Sweet. And then we can build those additional houses, which will give us a little bit more beaver growth. Which means we need to keep an eye on both of our water supply and on our food supply. We only have one farmhouse so far, which is crazy to me. Because this one farmhouse currently is supplying 35 beavers with food. I mean, yes, we have some higher level food options, but still. Alright, let's see what actually else we... we should be thinking about canola oil. Oh yeah, and I completely forgot. This faction actually has juice. This is kind of fun. So we need a good amount more. So it's tomato juice, apple juice, that's canola oil at the top, I think. Radish and beet juice, maybe? And corn juice? Maybe it's corn syrup? I don't quite know. But that is something we should definitely expand into. The downside, so to speak, excuse me, they do need power. So we need to actually connect a sort of power wheel area up somewhere. It would be probably a nice extension over this way to have sort of our water district here and then move that into a juice district. Sounds weird to say it, but yeah, it's just what it is. Oh, I should also actually go ahead, make sure you guys can get to where you need to be. There we go. All of this is already set up, and we have a massive overload of logs again. Very nice. Can also now put in more oak trees down here, as they have chopped down some of them. So that'll be good, and I guess we'll add this area here as well as a few over this way. All right. I forgot we had some paths up this way. So let's go ahead and delete you. Don't really need that anywhere. But what could be nice in terms of sort of happiness for our beavers is if we have a little bit of activity out there. There's also bad water flowing this way. So we can actually turn all of this into power. But yeah, I feel like this is more like a long-term plan. What do we really want to do? I mean, they're building all of the stuff that kind of just needs to get done. I should also mark these to be chopped down. And I guess one of the most important parts is that we get up here to kind of turn this area green. Because this will allow us to build more trees. Well, build more trees, sure. Plant more trees. I shouldn't go to the highest priority. At some point I will learn. Although at this point, I don't know if you guys still believe me. Alright, so this is it. Which means we still need a staircase system up there. And I think we'll keep it very basic. I mean, we could put it over here. But I feel like this corner makes a little bit more sense. So let's go ahead, place a levee down here. And then our staircases up so they can reach the top without having too much to worry about. Right. Our new houses are in, and we could actually unlock the next set of houses. While this will be towering over this quite a bit, I feel like it would be kind of nice to have them in. Give me 1 second. Needed to drink something. Hopefully that helped overall. So having said that though, right now we've kind of removed our kiln area. Oh, look at that. You guys are pretty good at this. So we can actually just fill this part up as well. And again, maybe long term we'll move our, well, maybe not so long term. we move our industry area from here up into this area, that could actually look very nice. And again, they are a little bit further away. So let's put another lumberjack in there and make sure we are marking stuff to be cut down. There we go. It's already in. So we'll definitely get enough of the log supply that we need. You guys are doing a really good job at building stuff up. Alright, don't need this one anymore. Don't need this one anymore. You should be able to still reach both of these piles. So let's set both of them to a higher priority and get them in. Oh, we still have a staircase down here. Do we actually have anything further down? No, we do not. So there we go. Removed. Also, please pick that up quickly, because it will be just nice to have back. Okay. So, where were we? We wanted to expand more in terms of housing. 350 science. I will actually unlock this, so we can start planning this a little bit more. It would be, I think, kind of, what is this? Triple large? I guess you're the regular one, large size. We will actually face this backwards, because again, these kind of look a little bit more like balconies. And if we face you backwards, oh, look at that, it's actually... hold on. We will not pick these, we will pick these, because from the back they probably look the same. Not quite. We're just placing both of these down. And then we will be able, with some levies, with some platforms, to connect these properly in. All right. Now we have another exit out here the back. We're gonna make sure that we'll utilize this properly. Because it will be nice to allow our beavers to get up here and put in some rooftop terraces. So putting in paths on both sides there. And then platforms on top here, double platforms there and there. That needs to be a triple. Here we go, triple platform here. Which, yeah, will do just fine. We should really change the paths up here though. So I will pause for a second, since we're not playing on hard. I feel like my regular pause rule doesn't really make sense anymore. So let's go ahead and replace the path systems. And there's one more here and one more there. Yep. And then we're replacing you with the wooden paths at first. We'll connect you into there. Keep one piece of a gap right there, which will be good. And then, I mean, you need to go in there. You need to go in there. And then you need to go up here. All right. Wooden paths with railings on top. That will be very helpful indeed. And then we can even add a bit more of beautifications. Let's actually have a... Oh, I can actually now unpause it again. All right. You guys are not building these yet, which is fine. We don't... Actually, we do have enough bricks for these. 18 beavers is currently a bit too much for my taste. But maybe we only have one space left for beavers to move into. You know what? We are on normal difficulty, so let's go all out with getting our beavers up there. Our beaver numbers up there. Alright, and like I mentioned before, what will actually be, I think, quite nice, rooftop terraces, two next to each other. And then later on, we'll... Why later on? Let's plan this already. You're too big. I guess that makes sense. There we go. Rooftop there, rooftop there. Well, now we just need to figure out in the long run how we will actually get up there. All right. In the meantime, we can put in a bit of decorations here, which again, main purpose of this playthrough. So we could set, I don't know if I want 2 of these right there. Actually, one could go here, and the next one could go there, if I fill this up. Well, it's probably not the best idea to fill this up with levies, because, you know, wood and fire, not a good mix. But I think it'll be okay. We don't even need the ones in the back. So there we go. Remove you. All right. And then a bit more decoration. Oh, another bad tide is approaching. It's kind of weird to not have to think about this. This stuff is now just happening in the bag. And I don't even notice anymore. Kind of weird. All right. Put in 2 lamps right there, because it will also help keep the top part safe. And then we'll place some more trees in front of it. All right. Safe as in when it's the middle of the night and for whatever reason the fireplaces go out. Our beavers are not completely stuck in the dark. So, yeah. Okay. Coming along, and I think this will actually look quite nice with the 2 rooftop terraces and then the towers on either side. It's not perfectly aligned in the center, which is a bit of a bummer, but it's also not too big of an issue. I like how these have those railings in there, so they literally become a bit of like a balcony, to be honest. Can we... Oh, look at that. We can give them proper wooden parts. And this, I guess... Oh, I've never noticed. Look, it's still a wooden piece of wood, but it's kind of like chewed through and turned into an entrance. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, where was I? Oh, look, 1 rooftop terrace is in. Let's high prioritize the other one because our beavers will be happier. And we now have 12 baby beavers. So that will increase rather quickly, I would say. You have nothing left to do, so time to remove that. And I'm assuming you just can't reach. So wooden path. I guess it doesn't need to be a wooden path, regular path with railings because it is dangerous. And you have already chewed everything down. Crazy. So we could go down here and cut the rest of these off. I don't know if we need to. Doing just okay in terms of... I need to actually just mark them to be cut. Here we go. Now should we... Everything else, not everything else. Here we go. Now everything is highlighted to be cut down. And things up here are coming along as well. We need to make sure we're high prioritizing all of this. And I kind of want them to make sure they... So this is 3 levels tall, so kind of want to go up here. So this is rough. We won't be able to get up here unless we build the entire rest of this. All right. It is what it is, which, you know, is okay. So for now, let's make sure we have a path across. So we can actually remove this path over here. Just putting that in there. You guys don't need to really build this yet. Do we have anything up there? Technically a woodcutter. Let me remove these. So we can make sure they're... Oh, actually this bit is already built. So that's very nice. And then we just add 2 layers on top of there. All right. Both rooftop terraces are in. Let's make sure we prioritize the rest of the beautification as well. And I think just for to make it a little bit look a little bit nicer, we're turning all of this into sort of the plaza kind of style, and then we have like a mini plaza up here that we can also add more decorations. Might even utilize some of this space for the future mud baths. I think they have mud baths, but yeah, we'll figure that out once we get to that. All right, they are getting ready to build all of that, and then the way we could actually build these without having to build all of that is to walk just over this way. Because with this coming in, we should actually be fine. So let's plan for this. Do we actually have some... No, there's no like corner piece for a dam. That would be nice over here. But yeah, that's not happening. Do we want... No, we actually need them to be able to walk on top here. Oh, already done? Okay. So that is, I guess, good to know. And like I said before, we will actually start building this up from the other side. So let's remove the path. Where are you going? No idea. All right. And then put in levies all across here and then all the way to there. All right. In order to be able to make that cross path over this way, we'll just put in platforms. And yeah, that looks like a little bit of a waste because, well, let's be honest, it is a bit of a waste, but it's also just fine. You cannot reach that. I will not build a staircase down there just so you can get to that. But let's go ahead. But if we do this, that is good. Oh, that's a path right there. Put in, doesn't matter which one, you have been moved now. Sweet. Means we can now remove all of the things that I just put in there, and they can just grab these things from the top, so we don't need to worry about it at all. All right, what else? Why are you guys building this instead of that? Too far from the really? I guess so. Well, that makes me think I need to remove this temporarily. I guess I should have had them finish building the double levee system up here, and I guess they couldn't reach that from the distance. So maybe we should actually plan having a path in front of it. I guess they would need to check this every now and then. Do we... Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Slowly building it up. Actually, no. That will just take so much longer if I don't go ahead and temporarily remove this again. Put in a path. And then we're placing a path all the way in the back here. Let me make sure, which we should have done anyways. We can actually get some logs back. Might not be the worst idea. And they will not build the things up from the top, which would also be good. Even with 2 levels high, it will actually start filling up back here. So that is a good starting point at least. All right. Things are coming along. How is this looking? This is looking really nice. We do have a good amount of planks. They have still not finished all of this. because I high prioritize everything like usual. Actually, I haven't. Interesting. Alright, hopefully now they will finish building this part. Metal block. We're lacking metal blocks. That is it, which means we should also unpause our smelter. Right there, you have nothing to do. So let's remove you. And then... Otherwise, I don't know if we want to place anything else, to be honest. We do have 3 of the beavers in there. We are losing food, actually, and we're going a little bit low in terms of water. So that is something that we need to sort out. Again, unfortunately, a little bit more temporarily, but it is fine. So let's make sure we put in a water pump. So we have this going for us. And then... What satiates hunger? Do we think... What is happening with you? Why are you glowing, mate? Ah, kind of funny. Alright. Back to the actual topic. We need more food. We could prioritize... Actually, you do have a good amount of bell peppers. We just need canola oil. So let's plan for canola oil. And I think we'll, for now, remove this part. Highest priority, please. I know you guys are building that stuff back here, which is fine. But whenever you have some time, let's place down some canola over here as well. Come on, beaver. There we go. All right. This gives us a good amount of canola. Now, like I said before, we will need to add a bit of power somewhere here to get the presses going. And I could see it going back here. But will this be where... Maybe we don't need to worry about too much where our stuff is gonna go. So if we are putting a path system over here, and actually one right there, what we should be able to do is block this off with levies. Where would we want to block this off? I guess technically don't need to put a platform here. If I put in levies right there, that should be fine, and that should allow us to place 2 small power wheels back here. That should also be producing a good amount of power for us. Not massive, but a good amount. And we'll probably interconnect all of our power system in the long run. But that is more like future plans. Alright, we do have 4 unemployed beavers though. I'm not entirely sure yet what we're gonna do with them. But for now, we'll actually... I kind of want you guys to high prioritize all of this. Even more so than this blockage system over here. Alright, so this is coming along. And then we want to put in a food source, specifically a press. The first one can go here. 120 science, easy peasy. Let's definitely do that. We need 20 gears. We have 0 gears. Time to reactivate the gear workshop. Add a bit. Actually, we're doing better in terms of food again. Weird. Oh well. So they are happily building all of this, and they're actually doing a pretty good job at getting it all done. We'll place the wooden paths over here, because wooden paths will be will look actually quite nice in this area. Almost there, The back one has all the logs in there. The front one has all the logs in there. So not that much to worry about, really. It is in place. And then we'll also start making our press. Change that to beet and radish juice. Corn. It is corn juice. Is corn juice a thing? I didn't know corn juice was a thing. Weird. Regardless. Things are coming along, right? And for now, I'll actually... we have the plans for these, but I don't want to look at the sort of blueprints area right here. So I'm going to remove that, and we'll absolutely turn this part here into an orchard. I think that will be very useful for us. Let's clean up this path over here and put in... Oh, did we want to get this stuff back? I guess we kind of do. So let's connect you back up and add you like one piece at a time. We're again getting a little bit low on food. I guess we're just fluctuating quite a bit. What are you storing? Grilled peppers, because we can't make them, and tomatoes we don't have enough, which makes me think we should probably expand our tomato production a little bit. So let's unplant these, or not replant these. Kind of trying to wait to get to the canola press. But you know what? Don't really need to do that. At least not... Oh, hold on. This is unacceptable. I really want you to build the flooring up here. So this area looks a little bit nicer. Ah, they look so happy. Oh, you can actually jump up and down. Very cool. It is nighttime. And you know what? We're gonna wait until the next episode to wrap this up. So I'm gonna end it right here. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.